no one ever goes into melee heroes. If you just take a time and look at all the heroes that are picked in any of these 3 games so far between LGD, SGTY, I'm sure there's like 0 melee heroes picked. And I mean, having range just in lane is such a big benefit that it's a little bit underestimated at times. And again, with these Asian players, even 50 range is just enough to take a benefit or make a huge deal in lane. So,
well, I do remember you mentioning that that they do pick Doom, but if you actually look at Doom's range, I don't know exactly what it is, but Doom actually has a really big range for a melee hero.
And Doom's ridiculous, so I mean, he's kind of the exception to the rule, I guess. And it looks like they are going to go in for Pugna. They do pick off Pugna, but trading the Rasta, I think they will pick off Lion as well. They do pick off Lion, so that's 2 quick kills. LGD SGTY despite not farming really well, they are going to really be ahead in terms of the hero kill counts. So it looks like Storm Spirit will be going in a bit of aggressively and Trace's life for not even half of a CM. It looks like, oh wow, Nirvana China is just getting outplayed in these team fights here. If you look at what the Dusa is doing, a lot of I guess a lot of teams, when their Dusa is not farming well, that Dusa just goes into the AFK mode. But a lot of people forget Dusa is a great pusher due to her Mystic Snake, and they're using the Dusa to push instead of farm. And wow, I mean, is this a kind of a revolutionary play or just a smart play from SGTY? But whatever they're doing, scoreboard is 12-4, so. I mean, that Dro's farming really well, but she really has to carry 1v5 late game, and I just don't know whether she could do that against LGDY or LGD SGTY.
Well, she is getting Manta, so as soon as she gets that Manta, it's going to take the Sentinel about like 3 or 4 seconds to figure out which one's real, and at that point, Dro has already done like 1,000 damage. So
yeah, it really depends. Again, what just happened a minute ago was some world-class SGTY team fight, and that's more or less the reason why they're the best in the business right now. And can you give us creep checks across the board to see how Dro's farming, how the Rasa's farming? And I'm really interested to see how the Rasa's doing compared to the Morphling and Dro and everything.
Well, I'll start from the bottom, and we have the Pro CM at 0-2, just like the way she's supposed to. And then we have the Vengeful at 1-0. But then, just at the top of the list, we have Dro, of course, at 97 and 25 denies, and we have Morphling on the Sentinel at 75 and 9. And everyone else is around 50, except for Lion and Witch Doctor, of course, which only around 10. And wow, they're going for the Roshan, and Dro already doing plus 120 damage. And look how fast Roshan's falling at level 15, because as we know, Roshan grows over time. So at level 15, he's not going to be that powerful. And they only need 3 heroes, and they don't have Sentinel does not have a war. The only thing they can spot is that invisibility rune, but they have no vision. And now Aegis is going to be on, or the Aegis actually is going to be on the Dro, and this is just looking scary. I'm just waiting. Like, the suspense is killing me. I want to see Dro just like have a rampage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's just farming and farming.
And we've been seeing this a lot lately. Dro Ranger picking up the Manta style, going straight back for the BKB. I have to say this is some smart choice. Of course, a Yasha give you some passive attack speed, movement speed, which really does help you escape ganks. Going back to the BKB is a very smart choice here. Allows you to really deal with the amount of stun that Sentinel has, and they do have a lot of stun. As we see this pushing line of Sentinel here, really taking advantage, and they will pick up Rasa. One thing I have to point out is that if you look at Scourge, they haven't been buying a lot of TP scroll. This is the 3rd or 4th time we've seen tower dives on the Scourge heroes, and we haven't seen any type of teleportation in terms of coming into support. And really, I think they're content trading towers, but having the drill free farm. I'm not sure whether this is the best choice here, but
I don't understand why.
Tell here.
Yeah, I don't understand why Jordan bought a TP scroll. Like, she TP'd to top, and then realized, oh, mid's getting pushed, so she ran all the way back. And now, now she could have just farmed top again. So just buy a TP scroll. You have an empty slot too.
Yeah,
but, of course, I'm not pro, so.
I mean, I think even if she had a TP scroll, she would have been cooldown because, like you said, she just TP'd top. So
yeah,
either she walked mid or not. But I want to talk about the comment a little bit of the True Shot aura. Is that the reason that they were able to do the Roshan so quickly was the True Shot aura, and that's kind of the advantage of picking an R range team. Like, True Shot aura just benefits you, so much in terms of that regard. Of course, having the Witch Doctor Voodoo Restoration does help out in Roshan as well, but they didn't even need that last time. So anyway, so how do you think this game is panned out so far? We do see a bit of diversion in terms of using ZSMJ's Medusa to push instead of AFK Rise. We do see the Lion not getting a dagger here as opposed to many of the popular Lion play nowadays. So I mean, of course that Drow Ranger is farming like a beast. With Medusa not even farming that well, how do you think this is going to play out? As we see a gank coming up on mid lane, they are going to go straight for the Pugna here. I think that is the best choice here. Pugna deals so much damage, but no, they're not focusing on the Pugna instead. So no, they do pick up Pugna, but that ward is just murdering people. No, Pugna's still alive, never mind. And the Morphling picks up a double kill. I'm not sure if they chase elsewhere. And it looks like this Witch Doctor in trouble as well. That Drow Ranger just being here is gonna be no. That Drow Ranger did not support or help out his Witch Doctor, and really that farm Drow without BKB just can't stay in the fight for this long. So wow, Sentinel winning at 16-6 despite losing the farm completely to Drow.
I mean, like I said, CMR with that Ring of Basilius, you can just keep spamming that snake whenever it's off cooldown. And every time you spam that snake, you're bound to get 2 or 3 creep kills. As long as harassing heroes too, if they're close enough. So. Yeah,
and you have to keep my.
Storm bottom lane. He almost rambled in, but then he saw two TP scrolls going in, and he might he gets swapped out and stunned, and now he only has 200 mana, but he still blinks out. Where was the chain stone?
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit of misplay in terms of the Storm Spirit. If he zapped out before the Stone Gaze was in effect, he probably would live. The Stone Gaze slow MS kind of took him out. As we see a push on mid lane once again by Scourge. They've been pushing this tower for the last 5 minutes or so, but I think they will get it by this time. No, Morphling is going to go in. He does have his Manta style, so he is already wrecking a lot of havoc. That Morphling taking a bit of damage at this point. Morphling might go down. No, CM doesn't go down. Eats a finger really well. And wow, that they definitely live. And I think Witch Doctor will be going down as well. Witch Doctor does go down, but they trade Rossifer. I don't think that's a good trade here. And but they're going to persist. Are they going to push? They do swap the Pugna. No more Magic Missile. They do have the Magic Missile, but I think they're going to back off. And a couple interesting things I have to point out is that they are doing that signature Asian Venge build, which is taking Magic Missile at level 1 and just keeping it there. If you look at her skill here, she has level 2 Command Aura, so she has one swap, 2 Command Aura, 4 Terror, and Magic Missile, and they're not going to put any more points in terms of Magic Missile. This allows the Venge to cast her Magic Missile a lot more because the mana cost is a bit low. It also allows her Command Aura to be more of an early benefit to the team, which again, you may be thinking, Command Aura early level is not that much because you only give like a 20 damage boost, a 15 damage boost. But again, how many times do you see enemy heroes run away with 10 HP? So it's just that every little bit counts, and they're taking full advantage of that. So both teams is taking full advantage of these every little details that they're really thinking into the game.
Yeah, but we haven't, Storm has going for an Ogre Axe, so does that sound like a BKB? Oh, and actually he gets scared away by a Morph, just waving in. So is Storm going for a BKB? I've never seen that on a Storm before. Yeah, that's definitely
a BKB. Nowadays, in terms of in Asian, I guess Storm Spirit play, without a BKB is kind of suicide. Given how many the amount of stun that is picked on both teams, without BKB and you're zapping and thinking that you could, pro initiate, it just don't work. And
I mean, Drow has a silence, so 6 seconds.
Yeah, but Drow can blink 800 range like Storm Spirit does. When the Storm Spirit blinks in, she can't really follow up as quickly. So BKB is just more of a survival mechanism. And I mean, like we see European players get Lincoln Sphere first, and of course that's a very defensive item if you think about it. And the reason they do it is so they could dodge stuns. And BKB is the ultimate stun dodger. Of course, it doesn't give you the mana regeneration or the nice stats. But again, if you want a better, a survival item, BKB is kind of the best you could get on a Storm Spirit.
Yeah, and the only problem I see with Scourge is they don't really have a tank, and I just thought about this. I mean, if you look at their lineup, like who's gonna sit there and take the damage? Like none of them can.
Yeah, you're completely right about it. I think they're more of a, they feel like a very glass cannon team. If you look at their lineup, they're extremely squishy. Of course, they do have a lot of effective HP via the life drain from the Pugna, the life drain from the Joe Ranger. Of course, the Voodoo Restoration is going to be in constant effect. But given how the last couple of team fights been going, they're definitely going to dive in for that Pugna or the Witch Doctor first because they just do too much havoc. But again, ZSMJ is pushing right now. She does have his Lincoln Sphere. 23 minutes in, despite getting 0 creep kill. Look at her creep kill, 109 already, despite having what 0 for the past in the first 4 minutes. So that just shows you how ZSMJ, what kind of caliber farmer he is. Of course, you have to give a lot of credit to the Vengeful Spirit, the Rasa, and the CM just providing all-star support throughout. That's the reason why ZSMJ is allowed to farm like this.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't really take it away from ZSMJ for last hitting every single damn creep for the past like 14 minutes or so.